We find ourselves in Sean's new studio for the latest edition of Is It?
First time in the new studio.
First time in the new studio. I wonder if we can get a new effect.
Ooh.
Oh, push him.
That's asking a bit much.
Maybe I should say things like that off camera. So, in today's foray into the realm of audio-based plug-in units, Sean, what are we looking at?
Today, Dan, we are looking at the Kiive Complexx 760 limiter.
We like a bit of Kiive, don't we?
We do like a bit of Kiive, yeah, they do some great stuff.
Okay, what does well, obviously I know what the Kiive limiter does.
You do.
Take us through how it does it.
Well, I think it's an original thing. I don't think it's modelled on anything specific, but it's got some very familiar things about it, and sound-wise, it's whatever they've used to model this is sounding awesome. It's got to be said. It's a very analog sounding limiter compressor. Calling it a limiter is just one of those things. It's a compressor, and it's got an expander, and I think that's what makes this one kind of a little bit magic, is that when you put a compressor and an expander together, not only can it compress and limit, it can do some really clever stuff by mixing those things together.
So what does an expander do?
Kinda the opposite of a compressor.
So it makes quiet bits louder.
Kind of.
Louder bits louder.
That's basically what an expander does. So
I've seen them used live on toms rather than gates.
Yeah, you can create like a clever ducking effect. So it is a really useful thing to have. It's when you get the tempo right. So on this, for example, I made my own preset pretty quickly by mixing the compressor and the expander together to give me a drum bus sound where it's ducking in between the beats. So it's like, it was quite a complex drum I was trying on drum track, and it was basically turning it down in the bits between the kick and the snare.
Yeah.
So I was getting much more, boom and clack,
boom-tish,
and a bit less of the stuff in between, and it gave it a real groove. And it's the trick that people used to do with the gate on the SSL.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
And does it link to tempo, or is it something you dial in?
Something you dial in.
Okay, because obviously it's working on a...
Yeah, it's quite easy
RMS
to do
or
though.
peak,
It's not as hard as what you think. You
Yeah.
literally just mess with the attack and release until you get it into that place. I think it sounds amazing. It's got some really nice features. It'll run in mid-side, which I love. I think that's a necessity these days. It has this tone shaper control on the left, the little purple control.
Yeah.
And it's basically just, do you want it brighter or darker? It's as simple as that. And it's
Sorry, we were just talking about dark.
Yeah. And it's a really useful thing. It's a really simple EQ, basically.
Oh, very cool.
Which I like. The saturation you get when you drive it, I think is very pleasing. It's got a really nice... What have I said?
Pleasingly saturated. I like the saturation you've got going on there. It's very pleasing.
You're trying to find adjectives
Yes,
for
I know,
audio
sorry.
things.
Sorry. So moving on from pleasing saturation.
I was going to talk about the sidechain. It's got a really usable sidechain like that. It's basically everything you kind of want. It's got oversampling, like a lot of the Kiive stuff.
Yeah.
There's that bar across the top where you've got those extra controls, the mix control, the oversampling, some really nice presets.
Cool. What about the demo then?
So the demo,
we're going to want to try it out.
Yeah, it's a 14-day full demo.
We don't need to go over what we think about 14-day demos, do we?
No, that's good. That's what we want. Give us a full 2 weeks to play with it properly, and
then we might pay
what it costs.
which is.
What do you reckon?
Well, I've just seen your card.
Oh right, okay. Usual price is 127 quid, which is not cheap, but I think it sounds good. It warrants that. It's on offer at the moment. It's new, 85 quid.
Bargain.
So should mention they sent this to us, asked us to have a look at it, but they have no say in what we say. So I think this is one of those rare occasions where I think if you're looking for a compressor to deal with the drum bus, maybe the stereo bus, and you're thinking that you need a piece of hardware, go and demo this. There's not many hardware stereo compressors with this amount of control, including the expander, that are gonna sound better than this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You'd have to spend a lot.
Maybe we're moving past that sort of event horizon where we're moving into the where plugins are.
See, that price for me, 85 quid or even 127 quid.
Yeah.
To get a compressor that sounds this good with this functionality, you're looking at least 2.5 grand.
Fucking hell.
At least. So, yeah, I'd go and check it out.
Why not? 14-day free demo.
Exactly.
Why not? Why not? Okay, so Sean brings us to the big question. Around about now,
which I've probably already answered anyway.
Yeah, yeah, but we have to do it because otherwise it'd be a pointless name for the show, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. Go on.
So is the Complexx 780 limiter by Kiive Audio shit?
It is really not shit. No, I think it's great. Looks great. Sounds great. Easy to use. Yeah. The sound is good. Really
available
good.
From?
Just go to Kiive Audio. 2 I's in Kiive, Kiive. Google that, you'll find them. They do lots of really nice stuff, so check out their other stuff as well.
Brilliant stuff. Before you do that, please like and subscribe.
Do that. We've also got an Instagram, which is Studio Life 101. There's also a Patreon, and we have a merch store, a whole bunch of other stuff, and all the links are down there.
So we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.